Okay. Welcome back. The first part of a talk about feedmill capacity ended when we have just calculated and got the capacity of 1.5 real capacity, and we also assumed the unintended feedmill capacity of 2 tons, and we were able to calculate the efficiency of that feedmill. So I want you now to have an experience of how you would use efficiency to estimate the capacity of a feedmill or to calculate the capacity of a feedmill. In this case, we've been given the efficiency to be 70%, and we have also been given that this feedmill is designed. Remember, designed, not working. Efficiency is applicable when we are looking at a designed feedmill. In design, before it operates, they have set it. You may see a saying and the feedmill being labeled and say this feedmill is a 1 ton capacity. But that's the design. So we want to know what would be the real capacity. So if it has an efficiency of 70% and working hours per day of 10 and daily production of 10 tons, we want to see what would be the feedmill capacity. So the capacity is given by amount of feed over time, which is hours. So then the first question is, what will be the production per day? The fact that we are given the feedmill, so the efficiency. So to get the capacity per day, the capacity is amount of feed over time, because we've been given 10 tons as the reproduction, 10 hours, 70% is the feedmill efficiency. So to calculate the feedmill, the feed produced, we'll do 10 tons per day, which were intended, times times the efficiency per day. The efficiency of the feedmill, which is 70%, to get 7 tons per day. And this feedmill is designed, if you calculate and convert, to those of you who want to know the real formula, 10 times 70% is the same as 10 times 70 over 100, which gives you 7 tons per day. But what then the capacity? That capacity will be given by the production per day divided by the working hours per day, which is 7 divided by 10, giving you 0.7 tons per hour. Wow, very small feedmill. It is lower than the intended. If the efficiency was 100%, then it would be 1 ton per hour. But because the efficiency is 70%, it is 0.7 tons per hour, which is 70% of the intended capacity. You will never have a case whereby the feedmill capacity is higher than the intended capacity. So the operation in real time, in function, is always lower or exactly the same as the intended capacity. But the question is, what if I am asked to advise a farmer who wants to establish an on-farm feedmill? Here is an example for you. A pig farmer. He has 100 pigs. Their FCR is 2.5. And then to just define for you, FCR is feed, the ratio of feed needed to gain 1 kilogram of live weight. So 2.5 kilograms, it means 2.5 FCR means 2.5 kilograms of feed are needed to produce 1 kilogram of live weight of pig weight. So, and then we are also seeing that they are kept for 6 months and slaughtered every slaughtered at an average live weight of 115 kilograms. Now, these are 100 pigs at a time. So in a year, if he's keeping for 6 months, it means in a year he's going to do twice. So what is the capacity of the feed mill that the farmer must set up? No, the feed needed. That's the first step. And it's given by number of pigs times harvesting live weight times FCR times 2 times, because it's going to stock twice. And then you see that assuming which here has been given here as live weight of 115 kilograms live weight. Pigs that are fattened are supposed to be slaughtered at that weight. So it is 100 pigs times live weight of 115 times 2.5, which is FCR, times 2 times a year. So it gives you 57,500 kilograms. If you want to convert that tons, because you don't want to really deal with big numbers, you will do 57,500 divided by 1,000, then you have tons, so which is 57.5 tons per year. Now, the farmer wants to know what would be the feed mill capacity that he should set at his farm. The first thing you should know is have in mind that efficient supplies. You can never recommend a farmer to set up exactly what they need. But in this case, first get to know how much feed they need to produce per day. So, how much feed they need to produce per day? You have to advise this farmer per day. So, that feed on average will be given by annual feed needed divided by number of working days. So you have now to advise the farmer and say, this is how you will produce. Production schedule. You said this farmer should work for 50 weeks per year. And this farmer should work for 6 days per week. And this farmer should work for, if you want really to make the farmer have the most efficient, let us say, should work, you have workers in shifts, 24 hours per day. Oh, that's like a Chinese or an Indian. So means that the feed per day, that they should produce per day, should be 57, should be 57.5 tons divided by 50 weeks times 6 days. That's per day. So the answer will be, I'm getting my so 57.5 divided by 50 divided by 6. So this gives you 0.19 tons per day. Really small. Now, 0.19 tons per day is very small. So, and they are working for 24 hours. So, feed per hour, which is needed now, will be given by 0.19 divided by 24, which gives you it gives you 0.007, I would say 8 tons per hour. But this is the needed. So for you to advise this farmer, assume a performance or efficiency which is low. So you say commonly, always assume 70% efficiency. So what you would tell a farmer to do, you would say the feed mill capacity to set up should be given by the needed, which is 0.0079, which we said when you round off 0.0098. So it will be given by 0.008 times 100 divided by 70, or that was a shortcut, is 0.008 divided by 70%. It's the same as 0.008 times 100 divided by 70. So when you look at that, the answer you get will be times 100 divided by 70. So you see that the real capacity that is needed to set up is 0.011 ton per hour. What do you note? That the capacity here increased, and yet what is needed is smaller. Literally, you need 8 kilograms per hour, but you need to set up a feed mill that produces 11. No, you needed 8. Yeah, 8. You need to set up one which produces about 11 kilograms. So this is what you would recommend. So you would now say, you farmer, set up a feed mill of 0.011 ton per hour to help you get the needed 0.008 tons per hour of feed. So this is one thing you should learn. So be experts in advising farmers the right way. Of course, these numbers were small because they were just examples. Enjoy as you finish your exam assignment in activity 15 of your learning activities of BFP 2206. Thank you.